My biggest memory is in a letter I wrote to my father when I got wounded. I had just been operated on, and the Red Cross came over and asked me to write a telegram and saying that I was wounded, and they were sent in. And apparently my parents didn't receive it. They got this letter first. And I said, by the time you read this, you should have already received a telegram from the American Red Cross saying something to the effect that I was injured in battle and doing fine. I was shot in the left side of my chest, just below the armpit, from a round of a North Vietnamese rifle called an AK-47. I was injured around 3 p.m. on August 25th, pinned down by small arms fire in the middle of a rice paddy for about 2 hours. It was about 110-degree heat. It all started around 2:30 when the commander of 2-7, 2nd Battalion, 7th Marine Regiment, wanted the command post moved because the NVA had a .50 caliber machine gun too close to the position. They were firing too close and could have done damage to the equipment and to personnel. The gun was too well protected for us to get at it. And it was then decided the 3rd Platoon, which was the one I was in, would move out first and provide security for the rest of the battalion. After a short advance, we came upon intense small arm fire. I was later told that the NVA had set up a U-shaped ambush. Being close to the rear of the platoon, I wasn't anywhere near what the Marines call the kill zone, where most of the fire is concentrated. When the call came up for corpsmen up, I was told by my squad leader to remain where I was and wait until he and 2 other Marines were able to bring the injured to me. But when they had gone about 200 meters, about 20 meters in the rice paddy, they received intense gunfire and were pinned down. I moved my position from the rice paddy dike to a tree line about 20 meters in a different direction from the dike. From there, I had a better view where the enemy was, and I knew I could get to the injured men. I was able to go about 75 meters, about 5 meters from where the radio operator was pinned down. At that time, I didn't know the enemy had him pinned down, and although I should have, because he was always with the squad leader, but everything happened so fast I didn't think about this. I was out of breath and decided to stay where I was for about 5 minutes. All of a sudden, I heard an AK machine gun fire and heard the radio operator yell. He got shot in the stomach. I told him I was about 5 meters from him, and I told him to him to sit still. I got up on my feet and took a running dive over his radio, and while in the air, I heard a blast of weapons and felt burning in my left side. As I hit the ground, I removed battle dressing from my medical kit and placed it under my armpit. Then I started to treat the radio operator. During the time I had moved, he rolled over and fell off a small dike. He was about 4 feet from where I was. I was able to hand him battle dressing and tape and morphine, and I told him how to use it. Every time I tried to help him out, the enemy fired in my general direction. And one time I lifted my head a little too high, and I felt a couple of rounds hit my helmet. This knocked me out for a while, about 5 minutes or more, and then I don't know exactly when I came to. I heard the CP on the radio calling and our call sign. I knew nobody was able to reach the radio operator except me, or the radio except me. So I returned the call. He asked me what the situation was and what type of support was needed. I yelled to my squad leader, who was about 30 meters from me, and asked what was needed. He said we needed air support and automatic weapons. I called Fox 6 and told him this. I was shaking up, and the lieutenant from Fox noticed it and noticed in my voice and told me to calm down, that everything would be okay. I remember myself on the ground, hot, thirsty, wanting water so badly. There wasn't anything I could do except pray and think of the family back home in the States. I even thought of thank God for my dad. He said, "Son, keep your head down." I'll tell you, I did just that. For 2 hours I kept low, hardly moving except to answer this Fox 6 when he called and asked me how things were going. My answer was the same: we're still pinned down, and if we don't get help, soon the injured man would die. We finally got the support we needed, and I was able to move to a more secure position. I was evacuated by helicopter around 5:30 and arrived in Da Nang about 7. I was operated on 2 hours later. The doctor removed the slug and gave it to me, and I was told I was going to Japan, but I was also told the Navy and the Marines who have been here to go to Guam. I do hope everyone is feeling fine. I know I am being away from the front lines, and I know we will not be fired upon, at least for a while. So that basically a small part of my experience in Vietnam.